Yep. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore, nodding, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as of someone gently rapping my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. The sense of despair that follows the loss of a loved one can make us feel that our life has lost purpose. This is exactly what has happened to our narrator in The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Ah, distinctly I remember. It was in the bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghost upon the floor. Eagerly I wished the morrow. Vainly I had sought to borrow from my book surcease of sorrow. Sorrow for the lost Lenore, the rare, the radiant maiden whom the angels named Lenore. Nameless here, forevermore. The silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before, so that now, still the beating of my heart, I stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. Some late visitor entreating entrance at my chamber door. This it is, and nothing more." Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," said I, "or madam, truly your forgiveness I implore. But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping, and so faintly you came tapping, that I scarce was sure I heard you." Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. "Surely," said I, "surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see what thereat is in this mystery explore. My heart be still a moment, in this mystery explore. 'Tis the wind, and nothing more." Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, and there stepped a stately raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least options made he, on a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door. Perched upon a bust of Pallas just above my chamber door. Perched, and sat, and nothing more. Then this ebony bird beguiling all my sad fancy into smiling, through the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. "Though thy crest be shorn and shaven, thou," I said, "art sure no craven, ghastly, grim, an ancient raven wandering from the nightly shore. Tell me what thy lordly name is on the nice Plutonian shore." Quoth the raven, "Nevermore." Much I marveled to hear this ungainly fowl discourse so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. We cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing bird above his chamber door, bird or beast above the sculptured bust above his chamber door, with such name as Nevermore. But the raven, sitting lonely on the placid bust, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that word he did outpour. Nothing further than he uttered, not a feather then he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered, "Other friends have flown before, on the morrow he will leave me, as my hopes have flown before." Then the bird said, "Nevermore." Startled at stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken, "Doubtless," said I, "what it utters is its only stock and store. From some unhappy master, whom unmerciful disaster followed fast and followed faster, till his songs one burden bore, till the dirges of his hope that melancholy burden bore, of nevermore." But the raven, still beguiling all my sad soul into smiling, straight I wheeled a cushioned seat in front of bird and bust and door, and upon the velvet sinking I betook myself to winking, fancy unto fancy, wondering what this ominous bird of yours, what this ghastly, grim, ungainly, gaunt, and ominous bird of yours meant in croaking, nevermore. Then methought the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer, swung by seraphim whose footfalls tinkled on the tufted floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by this angel he hath sent thee, respite, respite and nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff this kind nepenthe, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still of bird or devil, by the tempest sent to where the tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet all undaunted, on this desert land enchanted, on this home by horror haunted. Tell me, I implore, is there balmy Gilead? Tell me! I implore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil, by that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore, shall clasp a sainted maiden, who within the distant Aiden, the angels named Lenore. A rare, radiant maiden, whom the angels named Lenore. Nameless here, forevermore. Quoth the raven, nevermore. Be that word our sign of parting, bird or fiend, I shrieked upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest, and leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul hath spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the bust above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, nevermore. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting on a pallid bust of Pallas just above my chamber door, and his eyes have all the seeming of a deepness that is dreaming, and the lamplight o'er him streaming throws a shadow on the floor, and from out that shadow my soul shall be lifted.